Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecast, we're going to be talking about something completely different compared to what we were talking about in the last few videos. And we do have severe weather returning to the United States, and that's one of the biggest things we're going to be talking about in this video, and that's going to be for next week. We'll also be going over the flash flood threats too as well, which we actually do have a pretty big flash flood threat for today, and we will also be talking about that too as well. So let's go ahead and first start off with what we can expect for today. And as you can see, not really much in the way of severe weather going on today. We do have a couple marginal threats for severe weather, one across the northern Ohio Valley into the Midwest, Great Lakes, and into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states. We do have another one over here across southern and central Arizona, including the Phoenix region, and then we got another one up here that does include eastern Oregon into parts of northern Nevada through Idaho, and even into parts of Montana will be at risk for severe storms today. So something that we do need to keep an eye on, but the threat is just so low, I probably wouldn't even need to explain about this. So we can't rule out a few severe thunderstorms in some areas, but the chances of you getting hit by one, I would probably say, are less than zero. So you should at least be on the lookout, but chances are, like I said, are very low because it's a very low marginal risk for severe weather. Main concern today will be damaging winds and hail. No tornado threat, so that's also what makes it a little bit less concerning too as well. So like I said, you don't really need to be doing much about this, just mainly be aware and keep an eye on the weather. Now, let's go ahead and look at the flash flood threat for today, okay? This is for day one, and as you can see, we do have a moderate risk for flash flooding across southwest Louisiana into southeast Texas. So, this area will definitely need to be on very high alert, even areas into the Carolinas too as well. So, places like all of Louisiana into central Mississippi, central Alabama, central Georgia, and into the Carolinas will need to be on the most high alert for flash flooding today, as we could very well get some inches of rainfall in some areas, but we're mainly concerned about the small embedded moderate risk for flash flooding, which is greater than the slight risk for flash flooding, by the way. So if you do live in this red color, which is the moderate risk, you better be on high alert for some pretty big flooding. We can't rule out some life-threatening flooding because a moderate risk is actually the second highest flash flood threat on the scale, if you guys didn't know that. So we could be talking upwards between 6 and 12 inches of rainfall. So that's definitely going to be something you guys really need to be on high alert for if you do live in that region. Now, for tomorrow with the flash flood threat, as you can see, we actually do have a marginal risk for flash flooding growing across parts of the Four Corners region, but especially all of Utah included in a chance for some flash flooding as we do head into tomorrow. But we're mainly still concerned about the south and southeast getting on some flash flooding still, so we can very well be seeing another few inches of rainfall as we do head into tomorrow. Now let's go ahead and talk about the CAPE values. Now we're going to be talking about all of next week, guys, all of next week. So we do have a lot of instability around, so let's start off with Sunday, okay? The reason why we're not really talking about this week is because this week isn't going to be as bad as we are expecting next week. Like I said, severe weather is expected to return, and this is likely going to return next week, okay? So for next week, as you can see, starting off on Sunday, we do start to see some CAPE bubbling up across parts of Minnesota, into Wisconsin, and back into Iowa, and as well as the Dakotas, which are seeing about 2,000 to even as much as 3,000 joules per kilogram. So definitely looking like that instability will start bubbling up. And then as we head into Monday next week, we start to see that CAPE increase to around 4,000 joules per kilogram across parts of Nebraska, heading into into the Dakotas and even into Minnesota. So that will definitely be an area that we do need to watch. We also do have some instability down here across the deep south, but this is definitely going to be more of the concerning area. So we will at least need to be watching this area the closest as we do head into Monday. And so we could very well be seeing some severe weather on Monday. And then look how much that cape grows as we do head into Tuesday, guys. Tuesday's looking like we're going to really be seeing a lot of cape around. Look how much that is. We could be seeing cape values over 5,000 joules per kilogram in some areas, especially Iowa right here. As you can see, Iowa could very well get on the action as we do head into Tuesday next week. So it's definitely something that I really do need you guys to be aware about as we do head into next week. And then that instability grows even more as we do head into Wednesday. Because look at Wednesday, we could be seeing 4,000 joules per kilogram across southwest Indiana into southern Illinois, and then over here towards the Dakotas and as well as Minnesota could all see upwards of 4,000, if I not isolated areas of 5,000 joules per kilogram, which is crazy, guys. We could very well be seeing an elevated threat for severe storms this day, and that's also because we'll have a lot of moisture to work with too as well. So definitely be on high alert on this entire area next week. Now, as we do head into Thursday next week, that cape grows a ton. Look how much cape that is. That's almost off the charts, by the way. That is 6,000 joules per kilogram of cape right there. As you can see, 6,000 joules per kilogram. That's pretty close to being off the charts, by the way. So 6,000 joules per kilogram is so much energy. We could very well also be seeing an elevated threat for severe weather across the Dakotas, into Minnesota, into Wisconsin, and even into Nebraska, but even all the way down into the Tennessee and as well as the Kentucky River Valley. So definitely going to be an area that we do need to be watching for. And then look what happens as we do head into Friday. Okay, Friday is definitely going to be one of the bullseye days, and we actually are heading over 200 hours out, because as you head into the end of next week, that's about over 200 hours out, and that's kind of where this model kind of starts to be maybe a little bit bullish. But we could still very well see some areas around 6,000 joules per kilogram because of what you're seeing right there. 6,000 joules per kilogram, which again, is just off the charts. We could very well be seeing this, like I said, as we do head into Friday next week. So definitely be on high alert for that. Now, let's look at the Colorado State University, guys. So this only shows a couple of days next week. This is going to be tomorrow's threat, if you're wondering, or no, not tomorrow's threat. I mean Friday's threat this week, and then this is the weekend, and then this is next week. So the bottom row is pretty much next week. And as you can see, for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday just shows a widespread marginal risk for severe storms each of those days, which does make sense, with what we're seeing right now. So definitely got to be on very high alert each of those days next week, including the ones that go past Wednesday, which are going to be Thursday and as well as Friday. So this kind of does remain a little bit uncertain by this point on if we're really going to get really high cape values. I do believe we will see some of those days get to at least 5,000 joules per kilogram because of how much we saw each of those days. But, like I said, it does remain uncertain, so obviously take the cape with a grain of salt, but obviously be on high alert next week just in case things get worse, or if we end up seeing a more elevated threat for severe weather. There are many things that could change, so that's something I do want you guys to be on high alert for if you live in the Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, into the Kentucky and Tennessee River Valley. So those will be the areas to watch the closest. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys are wanting to see more of my content, and if you guys are wanting to know more about what's going to be happening in the future, make sure to press that subscribe button down below. It's just down below the video, and it's really easy. All you gotta do is just press it and you're subscribed. It doesn't cost any money or anything, so just press that subscribe button down below, so that way I can do more videos in the future for you guys. And also don't forget to press that like button down below too as well, and you can ask questions down below if you want in the comment section, if you guys are wondering about if we will be seeing more in the way of severe weather or just other things like that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave those down below. But thank you guys very much for watching, like I said, and have a great day.